Uh, Hello everyone, welcome to the Global Visa Weekend 2021 powered by D365 Champs. It's day one today and we hope you are doing well and keeping safe. And I am Venkat Subara Polisetti moderating this session along with Golaknath Mishra. And this session is presented by Shakir Majeed Khan. Shakir will be talking about let's discuss document automation in Power Platform. So a brief introduction about Shakir Majeed Khan. So he's an MVP in BizApps in an MCT and he's also an MCSC with over 11 plus years of experience in Power Apps, Office 365, Power Platform, virtual agents, and he's an evangelist and works with Uniting as a senior consultant. And he's also a well-versed speaker in various conferences and all. So before I hand over the session to Shakir, I would like to mention that if you have any queries, please feel free drop it in the chat window and we will take them either during the session if possible or during the Q&A time. Thank you again for joining and enjoy the session. Shakir, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Venkat, and thank you, Mishra Saab. Let me just give me 1 second. My screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Yep, you can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, all right. And you can see me as well on the video. I'm just trying to confirm. Yep.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. So thank you. Thanks all for tuning in and joining in into this event, Global Biz App Weekend, reinforcing world digital transformation. And this is the first day of this event. And as Venkat was briefing about my side, so I'll just put it into my second slide. So today we will discussing about document automation in Power Platform. What I would do that I'll keep it quite simple and I will just start from the very basic and then just go on the like just build on top of the very basics of Power Platform. So it won't be very technical. I'll just keep it very kind of technically very basic. So yeah, so so about me, I'm a Microsoft MVP in business application, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I work in Uniting Australia, which is a not-for-profit organization. They have this aged care, child cares, foster cares, and the churches as well. So yeah, so I'm working as a senior developer for Power Platform. I'm also I'm also running my own YouTube channel, which is SNK Geek Speak. So, like if you can go into my YouTube channel and see. So I usually post about the Power Platform stuffs and some of the SharePoint stuff as well. And then this below is my Twitter handle, so you can follow me at Meet SMK and I'll follow you back. And you can search me on LinkedIn. So if you can just type Shakir Majeed Khan, so you will see my name at the very first search. And I'm also having my a website which is shakirmajeed.com. So you can check out my website. So I post about Power Platform, SharePoint, Office 365, so all this stuff. All right, so my whereabouts. So I'm in Sydney, Australia, which is like how much time? I think this is 4 or 5 hours ahead from India time, and so I moved here in Australia back in 2017. Before that, I was working in Middle East for 6 7 years, and then I basically I'm from Pakistan. I born and raised in Karachi, Pakistan. So I worked there for couple of years after my graduation. Then I worked in Middle East, and then I'm here in Australia. So I worked in five countries altogether. All right. Okay. So what I'll do that I'll first I will talk about some of the stuff AI of the AI in Power Platform, and then we see like how the document automation works with the AI builders, and then the other bits of Power Platform. So again, like as you know that with nowadays you have a very intensive complexity in every business. So you have multiples application, multiple processes, multiple teams working together to achieve a single goal. So in order to achieve that goal, AI does make it very easy to achieve a very complex nature of a very complex nature of implementation, and then to get it solved through the Power Platform. If we talk like if in our top over here we will talk about the Power Platform. So it does help in achieving the end result. Okay, so now what we say that AI is for everyone and AI for every app. So now how this works that you can use AI within the Power Platform, like from the Power Apps, within the Power Automate, through the virtual agent, and through your Power BI as well. Uh, um, so you have like the AI which sits within this Power Platform, as I mentioned, as you have Power BI for your business analytics, for you have Power Apps for your application development, then you have a Power Automate for your process automation, then you have a Power Virtual Agent for your bots, and then combined together you can use it within your Dynamics 365, and then on the base of those Power Platform, you have the data connectors, like you have so many data connectors connecting your Power applications, Power Platform application through SharePoint, through database on-prem, database on cloud. So they have a lot of data connectors you have, and then you have a dataverse. If you wants to keep the data on the database, and if you don't have any database available, so you can use the dataverse as a data source within your Power Platform, and then you can use it with your AI builders. So which is quite good. All right. So why this developing business application is always challenging? Because nowadays we have a very complex requirement from the business as well. Before that, the business requirement wasn't that challenging, because but nowadays as we have so many applications, so many different kind of domain based application at our end. So now the requirement again comes now the requirement become very complex as well. So like you have you might be receiving an invoice, and then you have to work on it, and then you need to take the approval from different users, and then you need to process after the approval. So this process can be achievable through the Power Platform. So as I mentioned, that's as a challenge, as there are more challenges coming up within the industry, we have been equipped with the more rich applications to provide the solution for those requirements. So likewise, as I just mentioned, that is paper processes leveraging existing technology. So you might have some database sitting in your in your data center in your organization. If you want to connect that data within your from your Power Platform. So you have that application at your end to work on data, and then you have other bits and pieces as well. So all right, I'll move to the Power Apps. So the Power Apps is a form based the form based application. So like if I just give you a kind of a rough overview, all those applications you within the Power Platform used for different purposes. So like the Power BI is for the your analytics, like for your charts, mainly for your charts and dashboards, and those analytics. So Power Apps is your the form-based application. So yeah, you can create the forms and then you can show the data over there. So it's almost kind of a form-based application. Then you have Power Automates to for the process on automation. So you have a list of steps at the point of a trigger, and then you can process those steps once the trigger has been done. And then you have a Power Virtual Agent so for your bots. As I mentioned, for the Power Apps, you have a three forms of Power Apps applications. So once you have a Canvas application, then you have a model driven application, and then you have then your Power Apps for portals. So you have like the three applications, and then again the idea of the Power Apps again is to build an application rapidly and without knowing any extensive knowledge of any programming, or you can, or if you're coming from even from the Excel based work based setup, so you can easily move into the Power App. So the Power App does take in consideration that not everyone is coming from a development background or from the IT background. So the users who are coming from the other background, they can learn the Power Apps or even the power for the Power Platform stack and based application, and then work on those work on the Power Apps. All right. Uh, for the AI builders, like it's quite easy to use. I just like kind of a guided point. So it just show you like how to proceed for within the Power AI builder, and then you have a it does empower you for the every skill set. So the good part of the AI builder that you don't require to know the basics of kind of AI. So if you know about like a kind of general rule or the rule of thumbs, so you can easily grab what is mentioned in the AI builder, and then you can easily build your application by using the AI builder. And again, it's extensible, so you can use it within the Power Platform Dynamics 365, and it does it can use the security compliance and the user role, and it doesn't require any infrastructure AI infrastructure complexity. Like you don't require to create Azure based application or the AWS based application to host your AI models. So you can use directly to the Power Platform. Now you have as I just mentioned the AI builder. So the AI builder is just there on your AI on your Power Platforms. So like if you go to the Power Apps or the Power Automate, you can see the AI builder on the left hand side. So you have build and models. So and then point and click AI based solution. So you can, as I mentioned, that you can add the that intelligence to your business by just clicking on those ready-made models, or you can create the model by using those solutions. So it's quite simple. In our example, we use one model, and then we see like how does it work with the document automation. All right, so the document automation is there in your Document automation is there within your Power Platform. So like it's a part of a solution. So once you if you click on this solution, like click on the document automation, it will ask you to install it. Once you install it, it will create a solution within your Power Platform. Just give me a second. Yep. And then if you see if you see on the picture that it does provide, just keep just think about this as an examples what you can achieve through the Power Platform. So that's a baseline. So it's just kind of a one example uh, provided by Microsoft to to showcase what can be achieved through the Power Platform. So the whole idea is that you have suppliers in your so you within your organization, you have some suppliers, and then the suppliers send you the invoices. Okay, and the invoice is in the form of a general layout. The layout, you know about the layout, that the this would be the layout of of those invoices, and these are the information I need to grab from the invoices, and then I need to process it. So what will happen in this application? The whole process is that there is a mailbox. It could be a shared mailbox, it could be a user based mailbox. A supplier send an invoice to your mailbox. The Once the mailbox received those invoices, a workflow will initiate a flow within the Power Automate will trigger, and it will read through the through your invoices, and then it will then upload or process that invoice through the AI model, and then the AI model will look into those invoices, and then looking for the information, and then it will extract that information, and then it will save that information into the data words, and then the data words will keep that information. And there is another phase of that application, which is a Power Apps application, and then the Power Apps would show you the all the invoices you received in your mailbox, and then what has happened with that invoice. So let's suppose that if it require a kind of a correction, so it will say it require a manual review. If it can validate that invoice, like if it can pick up those fields, so it can pick up those fields, and even you can update the information which is coming from the invoice. So let's suppose that if there's a misspelling or miscode, so you can define the correct value from the Power. So there is no kind of a interaction, a kind of a manual interaction within this the whole system. So you receive an email, and then at the very end, there's a person who is reviewing all the invoices, and the one time when the invoice is done, and then you can add multiple layers of your own automation or your own logics within this flow for that within that application. So that's the whole process. So what I will do that before going into the document automation, I will show you the AI builders, and I will show you this form processing. And then once we do the form processing, and then we look into that how this form processing works with the document automation. So what I will do that I will switch my screens, and then I will take you to my browser. So just give me a second. All right. Okay. So let me just give me a second. I'm just starting. All right. Okay. So let me just. Okay, so now I hope that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes, all right, cool. So let me just. Uh, all right, okay. So now let me just go to my Power Apps. All right, okay. So I have opened this office.com. And then this is my tenant. So I'm signed in as the Shakir at rockshare.onmicrosoft.com just to know that this is the user I'm using it. And then on the left hand side, you see all of my application within my office workspace. And then here's the Power Apps. So when I click on the Power Apps, it will show me the my Power Apps. And then over here, you can see the AI builders over here. Okay. So the AI builders, when I click on this build, you can see like uh, all those models which is there, and then you can see those model which I go straight into the model and then try to and then use that model. So what I will use the form processing. So the idea is that the idea is that they are kind of two kind of forms. I know that how the form is structured, and I will try to pick up the values from the form itself. All right, okay. So I'll just say. So let's suppose that we our organization in D365 champs, and we wants to create the invoice like the invoice model. So I have yeah, all right. Okay. So now I'll just 1 minute. So this is just okay. So this is one of my invoice. So what I wants to grab from the invoice as the invoice date, the invoice number, and then the invoice quantity is description, unit price, line total, and then I wants to grab this subtotal sales tax and then this total as well. So what I wants to do is so this is one example. The another example is this one. So this is another type of invoice I'm receiving from the suppliers. So in this case, I want to grab this date, due date, balance, these items over there. So the quantity, rate, and then this, and then you can see the amount, and then the total, and the tax, shipping, and then the total over here as well. So what I'll do that I'll just create some fields over here, and so I just say. Sorry. Uh, I'll just move this one over here on my second screen. So I just next, and there's date over there. Second is total, and then I won't take all those values. I just give you that how it is work. So I'll rename this one. So this would be the my table. This would be my this thing when I'm talking about the table. So this would be my table. So this section would be my table. So because I have a one invoice, so one invoice contain multiple items in the invoice. So I treat this one as a one table. So I'll minimize this one, and then the invoice table, and then name it not, so I just say title, and then quantity, and then rate, and total. So, and just invoice. Got it done. All right. Well, now I'm goes into my next step. So it says like two collections. I would just say I have two collection. As one is Contoso, and then another one is Adatum. Adatum, and so this is Adatum, and then Contoso, and so I add that document, and then so in the contour, so I will train it with my um, five sample invoices, and I just close this one, and then in the editor, I'll choose the second another one, and then I will use the editor, and then train it, and upload one. I've closed this one. Yes. So what I will do, that's now I have like the five, so I'll go quickly into the next document, and now it says like I need to identify the fields into my form, so that the once the AI builder train itself is know that this is the placeholder for this type of field. So when I click on it, so I know that I have like I have like date and total. I have invoice table. So for this one, I just say this would be my date. So date is this one, and then the total is just taking this one as a total, and then this would be my table. So table, and I'll use advanced tagging. And then for the advanced tagging, I would say this is my description, this is my title, this is quantity, this is rate, and this is total. And then this again, this is my title, this is my quantity, unit price, and the line total, and then done. And it's same goes with this one. So I'll just what I will do, I will just quickly goes into date, total, and then this one, invoice table, quickly this one, and then uh, unit price, line total, and then goes into this one. So if you can see like how much it is, yes, so I'll take out this one, remove tag. So this is this one. Okay, so this one, and then this one. And then for my description, and this is my quantity, the unit price, and then the line total. So that's done as well. And then and I'll go with the with this invoices. So same goes with here as well. So date would be date, and then the total would be total over here. And then sorry for my boys around, so he's making some noise. All right, okay. So and then this would be my table. So table is there, and then you have advanced tagging. So we have this as a title, then this is quantity, this is rate, and this is amount. Then again we have this title, and then this is quantity, rate, and then amount. And then we have this one as a title, then this one as quantity, rate, and then amount. And then again we have a title, and then this is quantity, and this is rate, and this is amount. And then once we did it done, so it will likewise I'll go with another one, and then this dates, and then this is total, and then for the title I just select this thing, and so when I click on it and advanced tagging, and then I just say this one is my title, this is my quantity, this is my rate, this is my amount, and goes with the golf umbrella. So this is my quantity, this is my rate, this is my title, and then this is ball marking. It count, this is my quantity, this is my rate, and this is my amount. So I just want to click on done, so you can see like it has picked up. So uh, so, what I will do, I will save this one because I have already created a same data model just before this meeting, just to, because I know that this would be a kind of a time consuming stuff, so I won't go into every, like all the rest, like the rest of those sample invoices and tag them. But when you are creating this model, you need to go to all the invoices, sample invoices, and tag the values which you want to extract from the invoice, so that it will say like, okay, this is a placeholder for that value, and then it will and then the model will extract that value. So I will hold this thing over here. So over here I'll just say save and close. So I will close this one, and this is my this is the invoice I have created. Sorry, this is the invoice I created some 2 hours ago. If you see, like created 2 hours ago. So this is my demo invoice. And if I just go over there and show you the add-in model, let me have a sip of my tea. So as you can see, like I have created multiples value. I'll just make it big so that you can see it clearly. So these are the all the values which I want to extract from my invoice. So you can see the item would have like the same table which I have created in my example. So title, quantity, rate, and amount. So if I cancel it, and then the rest of the information which is available on the top of the invoice, on the upper part of the invoice, or on the lower part of the invoice. So we have the next, and then you can see like I have those exactly the same documents for training my model. And so you can see, if I just click on it, so you can see like I have already attached the placeholders within my invoices as of my values. So this is, so once you are done, so once you have like correctly put those tagging into your invoices, so it will show you the as a right mark over there. And then if I goes into contour, so you can see the contour. So it has the same thing, like you have an invoice number, and then the an invoice number is there, and then you can see the date. So so if you follow me, like when I am moving Microsoft from date to due date, it's like it's even highlighting this one, that's which of the fields I'm referring to. So you can see the balance date is highlighted over here, and then the subtotal which is there, subtotal is there, tax is there, shipping is there, total is there, and then the invoice number is there. So it's all highlighted, and then the table item is there, all highlighted with the tagged values over there. So it's quite good, and it's quite enriched as well. So I'll just go into next, and just because it's already trained, so I don't want to go it, so I just save and close. And all right, okay, so what we can do, then we can use this model with with our document automation. Okay, in order to use the document automation, you need to go to your Power Automate. So the Power Automate is there. So what I will do that I'll go into my office.com, and you can see the Power Automate on your left hand side, or even you can search it over here as a Power Automate. So it will show you as a Power Automate, and then Power Apps also available here, and the PowerPoint and the Power BI. So whatever start from the Power is there. So all right, okay. So you have the Power Automate. So when I click on the Power Automate, so it will show me a welcome page of the Power Automate, and on the left hand side, I will see all the options. If there is if there is approval pending at my end, so it should show me as an approvals. The business process flows also show over there. And then it shows me all my flows, which has been created by me, or the flow which is shared with me. So if someone created a flow within the Power Automate and wants and has shared with me, so it will come over here into the Power Automate. Then I can create the Power Automate Power flows from over here, and then there are data as well, and then you have a monitor, and then we have a AI builder. So if see if you see the AI builder, we have like three options over there: build, models, and automation. Automation. So build and model is the same as we have over here in the Power Apps, and but in the Power Automate, we have one more option as a document automation. So when you click on it, it will take you to that document automation page, and it will ask you to install the document automation solution. Because I've already installed it, so it shows me to install it. So if you see it says open application or view application, view solution. But if you're coming for a very first time, over here it will show you to install the application, install the solution. So and it saves what's included: mailbox monitoring, orchestration pipeline, and then the monitor application. So whatever you are receiving into your mailbox, so you can it will listen to the mailbox, and then it will process all the invoices you are receiving in your mailbox. So um, this is the one, and what I will show you, that's now I'll open this application. Let me just close these bits and leave it. I open this one when Nandeep was discussing SCOE. That was a very fantastic session. All right. Okay. So we have. So what I will do that I will goes into open application view solution. So we over here I can see all the solutions which I have in my Power Platform. So when I click on this document automation base kit, so it will show me all the artifacts in terms of dataverse, in terms of tables, in terms of table within the dataverse, then in terms of Canvas application, cloud flows, and then the security rules. So and then the connection references as well. So it does have all those artifacts or the application within that solution. So they are couple of important all those uh, all those artifacts of the application are very important. But just to start from the email importer, when the user received an email through on our mailbox, so what will happen? So what I will do that I'll just use this one. So this is the flow which will trigger whenever we receive an email into our mailbox. So let me just open this one, and then so this is the mailbox, and what I will, yeah. So I'll edit this one just to show you. I won't do anything. I'll just show you like how it is structured. So it's listened into my inbox. So if I can show you, so it's listening to my this connection reference, and then as I've shown you that I have signed it as a Shakir at Microsoft.com. So it's listening to my inbox. I can put a condition over there to look for a particular text within my subject field, or I can see like I'm only expecting I want to trigger this flow by limited recipients, so I can put it there as well, and I can even trigger it with my shared mailbox. So right now it's configured uh, with my uh, inbox, but it can be configured with my shared mailbox. So it can be used for the each like if I expand this one for each attachment, so it will you will see a different like steps within this flow. So okay, so before going into this one, what I wants to show you that I'll show you the application itself, and then how does it like I'll just show you like the interface of that application, and then we just switch it between the flow and then the data and then the tables which create within this document automation base kit. So I'll show you the how its application as a Power Apps application looks. So when I click on this open application, it's open the Power Apps application. So you can see like I've already created I've already received one invoice into my applic into my uh, um, inbox. Yeah, into my inbox. Sorry, sorry, I was like thinking about the actual name. And yeah, so if I show you my inbox, so I've run pre-demo examples, and I send an email to myself with this invoice. So once I receive this invoice into my mailbox, so it will trigger this workflow, and then based on for the reviewers who are reviewing the this invoices, so they have this application at their end, and then they can just goes into this one and see how many invoices they have received, and it has the status as well. That's what is actually happening with the document. So if the document is just arrived into our inbox, so and it is processing, so it will say it is uploading a document, and then it says when it is extracting a data, it just say extracting a data, validating a data. So for every step we are updating a table within our dataverse. So and then we have a manual. Let's suppose that it can't pull out the relevant field, so it will ask you for the manual reviews, that if you can go and manually review this one. And the validated is that it's all done from the AI builder. Pick AI builder is certainly sure that the value which has been provided into the invoices are quite similar what it has in the AI model. So if I just show you before going into the document, before I go to document, I'll show you the configuration. So configuration is quite simple. So what when like if you created another model which I was showing you how to create it. So once we create it, so it will show me another model over there. So it's not only like you are bound to use only one model, you can create multiple models, and then you can use this one application as a single source of reviewing, and then all the reviewers can review the documents over there, and then it shows to the and it shows the and it they can see the document it's attached fields. So like see if it has the document is put it to the AI model, and the AI model has accepted those fields. So if you see Like I got this date field as well, date field as 2021, and then this due date, and then the balance, and the subtotal, tax, shipping, total, and then invoice. So or you can tally like is this is exactly the same as we have received from the invoice. So which is quite good. Like you don't require to go into each of the document and then pull out those information, and it goes into like it just processing kind of a bulk processing. So it goes it's coming into the your inbox, and then the whole system works to extract that information. So you have this table. So if you see like if you have, you can see the information. That's a complete golf set left-handed, which is there over here, and then the quantity 01, and then the 390, and then the amount as well. And so it's quite fantastic. Like if you see, if you have something at your end, you can it gives you an idea that how you can build your own application by using the Power Platform. Okay. Next if I click on the next document, I don't have the 90 next document, so I'll just put it like this way. And all right, so we have all right. Let me just okay. So I will jump. I'll jump from one application to another application. Just bear with me. So I just want to make sense that okay, how these things works together. So we have one email importer which trigger at the time of we receive an email into our inbox. So we have like a multiple tables over there. One is the configuration, one is the processing, and one is the data table, and one is the taxonomy, and another one is the table taxonomy, and another taxonomy. So I'll goes into quickly. So we have like configuration. So the configuration is like the configuration we have like the AI model we have within our power platform, and which of the and which of the AI model we will be using it. So it will show you over there, and then if we goes into the data, so if I click on the columns, it will show me the all the tables which we are extracting, or the field which we are extracting from the from the invoice. And if I just give you the processing, so the processing, it will show the it's a status that how it is being processing, like it's the if the status of the process, and then it shows like it is been validated or whatever. And then you have a table data as well. So let's, because as you know that we have like the two part of the invoice. One is the invoice, one is the detail of the invoice, and one is that is table within the like table of the item within the invoice. So this is using for the other table data. So you have it within your invoice, and you have a table taxonomy, and then the taxonomy. I won't go over there because I'm running out of time as well. So I'll just keep it bit simple, and then I'll just go into cloud flows. And I have so if I quickly show you the rest of the email importer. So we have get configuration. So we get the configuration from the document automation, and then we have like so basically what it does that once we receive an email, it will make a loop on the attachment. So let's suppose that a supplier can send multiple, like 10 invoice in a single email. So it will look into the all the attachments. It will loop through all the attachment, and then it's processed one by one. The attachment has one invoice document. So you have like this one processing document, then you have uh, like document processing, because now you are processing a document. So it's created a new row within the process, new document processing, as I shown you in the table over there in the document processing. Yeah, so it will create over a new row over here, and then it will show the, then now it will start the extraction from the document. So it will upload a document into the processing, and then it will start a extraction. So I'll show you the other. Okay, just give me a second. Sorry. And then flows. So I've shown you the email importer, show you the document processor. So when I click on the document processor, click on it, and I'll edit this one. So now once you start updated into start uploading a document into the document processor, so it will it will started on the document edit, or like the row edit or modified. So once it is received a new row, so it will creating a like a new row, means a new record. So it will it will trigger this one, and then it just say like if it's like, because it's uploading a document as a data into this dataverse. So it will then send a document to this AI model, uh, to this AI model, and then it just start that, okay, what are the like what are the information it's giving, like this AI model will give me back, and then it will put those information back into my dataverse table. So it will have like the creating like processing data and get label fields, and it will do all the stuff over there. All right. So now what I will do, that I will try to upload a document. I will try to send a document into my mailbox. So I just create, say, Shakir, and then invoice invoice number 2, and then yep, I have 5, 7, 8 minutes. So I'll just browse to the computer, and I'll use. I think that's another one. Let me see which one is this one. Yeah, so I will use this one, edit them, and then I'll just test this one. 6 the 3 and I'll just say sent. Yep. So um I received an email, so I will go back into my solution, and then let me see email importer. Uh it will, yeah, it's now running, so I can see it's running successfully. It's quite quick. So it gets the configuration from there, and then if it's done all those steps for each, and then it's uploaded this one. So if I goes into my, yep, let me refresh it, and then it says extracting data. So so it's updating the status as is going through the to the flows. So its flows is there. So I think it's there in the processor, and then all right, okay. So its processor is not started, and then yep, and we just extracting. Let's just wait it. Extracting data. Yep, come back later. So it is not extracted. So it's, yep. So it's quite cool. Like it gives you all the information. That's what is happening within this data. What is it is validated. So it shows me like how many document has been validated. If it is required any manual review, it shows invalid document. It also shows there any errors received, and then it's extracting data. So it's going to the extraction, and let's see.
Shakir, we have few questions. Can you take them?
Okay. Yes.
Could you tell something about separate licensing required for AI Builder?
Yes, yes,
Question
it
from
does require
Nilesh.
separate license. I have one URL where you can come up with the AI builder pricing. I'm not good with the pricing, so but I have one URL. I can look into the URL and I can put it into the chat box for this licensing. Yeah, so now it's validating data. Right, okay, so if I just goes into, yep,
Yeah,
so
Shakir,
it's,
I put the link in the chat window.
yeah,
AI will.
fantastic,
Okay.
fantastic. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
There is another question from Chahat. Is
Mm.
Azure Function only way to include custom AI module? Does AI Builder have that capability yet or not?
AI build a custom uh, AI builder, not from the AI builder, not from the AI builder. Like you can use, like not from the AI builder, but you can use those. If you're talking about those Azure ones, so you can use it through your Power Automate. Through your Power Automate. So use your through the Power Automate and try to look into try to like get those model which is there on your Azure, and then process those application process the data from there. So you can use this one. All right. So now, as you can see, like it says me like the due date is missing because there is no due date. So I would say like due date is something, and then the balance due date balance is something as, and then you have shipping as two. So I just, yep, and then we have validated. So we have two documents. So if you see like you see like it's even like they are we have like two set of invoices. One is one with the all values, one is the limited value. So with the limited value, it will ask me that okay, it's require your input to validate the data. So if you just say okay, the data is validated, or you want to refine the data, so you can do and refine the data. So it is there. So if I just say refresh it, so it's refresh it, and then configuration wise as well. So that's good. So the whole, so just to conclude that the whole idea is just to showcase an application. Don't treat it this is the end of the world, or this is the maximum we can achieve through the Power Platform. You can it just based on your requirement, and based on how you set up your application, how you are using it, and based on your based on the license, based on the amount of money you are going to spend, and based on the other alternative you have. So if you wants to use it, like there is a like within your organization, you have a leverage to use the Power Platform. And then if you want, even if you want to showcase this thing to your management, so you are I would recommend just to use this one and showcase to within your organization, and see like how much you can achieve. And then you can treat it as an example, and then you can build your own solution on top of it. So let me just stop this presentation at the moment. I'll share my thank you screen. Just,
Shakir, also there is a question.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
can AI Builder modules read checkboxes in forms? Question from Chahat.
Yes, yes, it can. It can. There is one. It's in the preview, so it can use the checkboxes. Yep, and so yeah, so thanks a lot. Thanks all the organizers. Thanks Venkat, thanks Mishra, and rest of you guys. You are doing a fantastic job. Thumbs up to you guys, and thanks for listening to me. If I have gone like wayward, or if I have given you kind of a wrong information, just I would like to apologize, but I presented as per my best of my knowledge. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys. Cheers.
Uh,
Bye.
Thank you, Sakir, for the great session, and thank you so much for joining, everyone. We really appreciate your presence. We hope you are taking away something powerful learning from this session. Thanks, Sakir, for this amazing session on let's discuss document automation in Power Platform and sharing your knowledge with us. And yeah, definitely it is helpful to us. And thanks again. Over to our next organization. Over to Venkata, if anything.
Thanks, Shaki. Thanks for taking your time to step in during this particular time, even though in a different time zone. So we have learned a lot from your session on that is document automation in Power Platform. Thank you.